this
Let's do
day.
that. Let's do that.
Yeah, so we'll start with the Daily Graphic. Now,
Right.
on the front page of the Daily Graphic, textbooks for basic schools. Publishers, printers cry for payment, express fear over local industry collapse. Now, supplement on 2022 Ghana Club 100 award winners. You can find the details in the Daily Graphic today. Now, FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 countdown with just about some 3 days, to the opening match. Minimum wage increased from 13.53 cities to 14.88 Ghana cities. World Cup promo graphic Silver Star Auto to reward readers. Now, Daily Graphic is also telling us to buy tomorrow's edition of the newspaper because they're going to be profiling Wija Bawe constituency. So if you care about that, get the Daily Graphic tomorrow and know everything you need to know about.
Bedway has an insert in the Daily Graphic of the entire, World Cup, the 32 countries, the various pairings, matches.
So that's coming from Bet Power.
Yeah. So that's a beautiful insert there.
And how much are they?
And you can actually, when you get it, what was that?
They say you can what?
Well, you can get up to 100,000 CDs. Get a chance to win up to 100,000 CDs betting with Bet Power. Yeah. So you can look at that. You can get the Daily Graphic and, find that in there. It's a beautiful layout. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Ghanaian Times has these headlines. We have illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing threatens marine ecosystems. This is coming from Major General Jani. These things that we talk about all the time are ecosystems. We are very, it's almost like we don't understand the correlation between what we learned in school and the practicality of life that we are living, because many people in this country have studied marine ecosystems. We've studied geography. We have studied all these things, and we know what we learned and we thought we understood it because we passed our exams. But somehow we've abandoned, the things we studied and learned, and we've just left everything. And then as the things are beginning to bite us at our backs, we're now crying foul. But the truth of the matter is that we've known these things for a long time. Now, Major General Jani is saying this. Will anybody do something about it? Well, let's see. Newmont Mines youth in bloody clash. 1 dead, 4 injured, several vehicles and property damage. And there's a photo there of a truck on fire. 78-kilometer in Suta Manso rail line to be completed in January 2023. This is coming from the Western Regional Minister. And 135 small businesses to get 20 million Ghana Cedi grant.
Right now, we move on to the Business Finder. Ghana can still count on our support for private sector development. This is coming from IFC, that's International Finance Corporation. National daily minimum wage is now 14 cedis, 88 pesos. Comes with a photograph of Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, Ignatius Bafo. Now you can also find the market summary right here on the front page of the Business Finder.
The minimum wage is per what? The 14 cedis is what, every day?
Yeah, every day that's a wage. Yeah. So you're entitled to almost 15 cedis now.
A day.
So it's
but a Sherman to Circle is now 18 cedis, right? So it's even less than a trip.
So you don't like it?
No.
Well, the people who matter, they like it.
Okay.
So please don't cry.
Okay.
More than the bereaved. I don't find troubles for them.
It's
moved like from 13 cedis. At least there's
it's moved from 13.
Yeah.
Should have gone to 20. That's the way the fuel
jumped. Will you
pay
the difference?
The way the fuel jumped is how that.
Will you pay the difference?
Jumped. Anyway, the Chronicle has these headlines: no kidnappings in Western Region. They were a hoax. Really? Okay. How is he accounting?
Say that again.
No kidnappings in Western Region. They were a hoax. That's the regional minister of the Western Region speaking. He says all the kidnappings that we heard about were hoax. Okay? So I don't know how he explains all the months and months and months of drama with the police and investigations and everything that we went
So
down.
those three,
yeah,
four
and the
girls,
three ladies
what happens to them?
and all the rest. So if he's saying they're a hoax, I hope he's prepared to give us answers as to exactly what happened to them if they were not kidnapped and murdered.
Anyway.
Gabby Chairman Sabonsu ceasefire. Ato Forsen admits at ad hoc committee probe. Ofori-Atta carrying the cross for the sins of others. Okay. Illegal miners are criminal, must not be entertained. The scripture for today on the front page of the Chronicle is Exodus 23 verse 1. You shall not bear a false report. Do not join your hand with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. Yeah, I love the Chronicle.
Now, the Daily Ghanaian Guide. On the front page, we have 98 majority MPs. We have no preferred candidate for the position of finance minister. Over 80% of NPP grassroots delegates prefer Alan Chematin to lead NPP for victory 2024. This according to former NPP MP, Mr. Kwabena Ejapon. Now, I don't know why he's saying that. Maybe, well, maybe when you read a story, you find the research, that concluded that over 80% of NPP grassroots delegates prefer Alan Chematin. Now, Berma Sapon gives back to Fija Setri East constituency to mark his 40th birthday. Ridge Hospital sets up committee to deal with no-bed syndrome. Now, I think this is very, very important, because yesterday with the news I heard that sometimes they just leave people at the emergency ward, people who are supposed to probably be at the recovery ward or just be at the main ward. They are just left at the emergency. So when we have new cases coming in, it appears there's no space or there's no bed, for such persons. Meanwhile, there could be empty beds at the other wards and all that. So I think there's a step in the right direction. Now, imported used vehicles from 2023 must be accompanied by certificate of conformance. This is coming from the Ghana Standards Authority.
Okay. I'm going to give you the headlines on the front page of the New Crusading Guide, but I want to go back and read the story in here on the no kidnapping story. The headlines on the front page of the New Crusading Guide says, let's rally behind president and government. Mrikuduka urges party faithfuls. Razak Opoko flays proponents of censure, rubbishes allegations against finance minister. Of course, it's political seasons, isn't it? Electrochem suspends salt development for 3 months to allow indigents to produce salt. Okay, all right, and those are some of the headlines on the front page of the New Crusading Guide. Now, the story in here, let me read a bit more so that we can get some context. Now, despite the court sentencing accused persons to death over disappearance of 4 girls in Western Region, the regional minister, Mr. Kwabena Dakumensa, has said all kidnapping issues in the region were fake. According to the minister, the news of kidnappings in the region were attempts by people to tarnish the good name of the oil city. Kidnapping issues, and I quote, I want to tell you something. There was no kidnapping happening in the Western Region. It was in the minds of people. They wanted to disgrace our city. All of them were fake, he told media men at a news conference organized by the Ministry of Information in Accra yesterday. I see you are appalled, eh? Okay, there's more. There's more. The program, dubbed the State of the Region Report, a weekly press briefing put together by the Ministry of Information for regional ministers to provide update on the developments in the regions. The question that elucidated the response bordered on security in the region. It would be recalled that Ruth Abaka, and these are the names, Priscilla Blessing Bintum, Ruth Love Quason, and Priscilla Mantiabia Kranchi went missing in 2018. Ruth, a 19-year-old girl, was last seen by her family at Diabena Methodist Church.
Yeah, Bene.
Okay.
Yeah.
On Methodist Church on July 29th, whilst Priscilla, a 21-year-old lady, was captured on August 17th at Kwansarodo. Okay. And then Ruth Quayson, an 18-year-old lady, was captured on December 4th, 2020. No, it must be 2020, I think. It says 2022 here. At Butumajibu Junction. Okay, and then Priscilla, the last one, who was 15 years old, was captured at Nkrofo Junction in December 21st that year. Now, 3 of these ladies lived at Diabene, whilst the last one was at West Fijai, both suburbs of Sekondi Takoradi. Now, consequently, the Sekondi High Court, presided over by Justice Richard J. Frimpong, sentenced to death 2 Nigerians, Sam Wales and John Orji, for their involvement in the kidnapping and murder of the 4 girls. Okay, now this story is the preamble that preceded his comments. Now he is at the State of the Region press conference, and he says that all those kidnappings that happened were not kidnappings. The murders and the subsequent jail terms. So I wonder what the basis of his rationale is.
You see, sometimes, I don't know, but when you speak like this, without giving us any kind of
because he doesn't give any evidence, contra evidence.
You know, without giving us any kind of backing, any kind of
there's no contra evidence or anything.
That we've done, that based on ABC, we've come to the conclusion that all these issues were false. Now, my issue is, so if, Regional Minister, you know that all these kidnapping allegations and cases are false, are you sitting down for an innocent person to be killed, you know, or to rot in jail? You get where I'm coming from? Because the court has sentenced some people to death. You know, it means if they're not even going to be killed, because we need the president to actually now sign that, go and kill them.
Sentence,
If we are not even doing that, and they are going to rot in jail, they are going to be there for life, are you trying to tell us that their rights are not of any kind of importance to you? Because now you know that there was nothing like kidnapping, meaning these people are innocent.
But if you knew this, why did you not provide contra evidence?
No, maybe you just got to know about this yesterday, just minutes before the press conference. So what are you doing about now? My concern is really, if they were all hoax, if there was nothing like that, leave the people, then let them go. Do you know where I'm coming from? Because if we are sentencing them based on kidnappings and the subsequent killing of these people, and you know nothing like that happened, why are we holding them?
Why are we holding them?
And when did you realize that it was just a hoax? And what are you telling the families of the people of Priscilla and Ruth and all these girls? Let's just not say things without providing any kind of basis. I mean, this is a very loose talk. You know, if really that is the case, let us know so that we do the needful. We can't be holding and probably compensate the people that we've kept in there for all these times.
I think it's very, very unfortunate that after a court of competent jurisdiction has issued its, then you should go back to court and challenge the court's decision. You cannot stand at a press conference and just say things and walk away free because you're the regional minister. Kobra, you're my friend, but I don't understand what you've just done. It doesn't make any sense.
So what?
It makes no sense.
Priscilla and Ruth and all the other 2 ladies,
I don't get it.
Their families just raised concerns and just created a story to tarnish the image of the Western region. So that what?
I mean, seriously.
So the girls are there and their families are saying they are missing. And we've actually gone ahead to arrest people. We spent state resources to send police people.
Well, we found some body parts and all of, through the investigation, all of that.
So what about that? You get it? What happened with that? And all that Mami Tiwa going there to say that, come on.
The girls are alive, we'll find them, all of that, and then eventually they were all dead and everything.
I'm going to buy fuel, so I'm not in a good mood at all.
You bought what? Almost 2,000. Anyway, so CitiNewsroom.com. go over there and get your stories, okay? One of the headlines of Citi Newsroom, he says, the same regional minister, he says, sack me if I'm involved in Galamsey. Okay.